guys, welcome back to the stream. Shout out to the chat. We're gonna talk about the news that happened in the anime and manga industry right now. And thank you for joining us. We're gonna try and stream a lot more, once or twice a week. So basically, let's just talk about. Obviously, we're gonna leave this up as a VOD after, and we're gonna talk about what exactly is going on. And do you want to start with the controversy that has emerged in
We
One
haven't even
Piece
played the
community?
new intro. Like, what
Oh
is
shit! There's a
this?
new intro.
There's a new intro, bro. Are you guys ready for the new ABD news intro?
What is it? Let me see.
I. All right. Wait, you can't see it. Only stream can see it.
Okay, guys. So the first news that happened is a recent controversy. It's very blown out of proportion. It's happening in the One Piece community. It's involving a Japanese YouTuber, and Ohara is another One Piece YouTuber in the English community. He works closely with him, and you know the video that went viral that Ohara made around 3 years ago about what is the One Piece. What's this Japanese YouTuber's name? I forgot.
Redon. Uteron. Redon is the guy who does
Yeah,
the.
Uteron or something. And he basically quit being a YouTuber because apparently Oda went on Japanese radio and he insinuated that he doesn't like One Piece theorists. Now, I think Ohara made a video about this recently, addressing it. Sid, should we play it?
Yeah. All right. Let's. I think we're gonna watch from 222. That's when he like starts talking about it, properly. So
read through the core statement here. So with that little piece of information in mind, let's actually read through the core statement here. So Oda said the following thing: fan theories have become so accurate that they sometimes predict the future of the story, so I stopped looking at them. But it's dangerous to assume that all readers are at that level, and he says they're that level of understanding of the story. And there are also a lot of casual readers, so I do need to draw the story in a way that everyone can consume and enjoy it. And he goes on to say, when I see people with high levels of understanding, I start thinking that I can just skip entire explanations because they'll get it anyway, and that would rot me as a creator. And then Oda goes on to laugh in the interview, and so I don't look at anyone's theories anymore, and I just want everyone to enjoy the story together. Now, from this statement alone, I hope you already get a feeling that this entire news segment is a lot more nuanced than people might make it seem to,
Wait,
be
so
actually
pause
on the
this.
internet.
So is that all Oda said, and that's what caused the controversy and this
but
dude quit?
that's not even actually what Oda said. So
What?
he explains like later in the video that apparently a comedian friend of Oda's who is in contact with Oda was actually the one who was like messaging Oda. So he was making like One Piece theories in like the Japanese community and stuff. And because he has Oda on speed dial, bro was DMing Oda like, "Hey yo, look at my theory. Am I cooking?" So Oda was getting annoyed that like people were messaging him about One Piece theories, and that was gonna ruin like how he was gonna write the story. And it was more about
Oh,
that.
because if he knew, if people already knew how the future chapters would be, it would affect his writing.
Yeah, I think
Kind
there's
of like
also a.
Isayama.
Yeah,
What
bro,
Attack on
I was
Titan.
about to bring up Attack on Titan. Didn't Isayama say that he changed the ending because people predicted it or something like that?
Yeah, so Isayama was in a similar
Bro was
situation. He
going on
said,
the subreddit. He was on Titan
yeah.
folk.
So Isayama admitted in an interview, like he was going on Reddit, he was going on Twitter, looking at fan theories, and people were predicting the ending. So he wanted to do, he kind of changed the ending, like at the end of an AOT, and then he made trash basically. I don't even want to, I don't even want
What
to
do you
get
mean?
into
It's
that.
like every 6 months, yeah. We all go through this cycle of like 6 months ago there was like Attack on Titan, and it wasn't as bad, bro.
I never
Now
said
six
that.
months later, but yeah, that shit was trash.
No, that was, I always think Attack on Titan ending didn't live up to what it could have been. So essentially, I think every writer goes through this though, Sid. I don't think this is a big
Yeah,
deal. I don't understand why. So why did the Japanese dude quit?
I
Quit doing
think
YouTube?
I
Isn't that
think
kind of weak? Like you, okay,
yeah,
like
that's
is
how
it
I
like a
felt.
Japanese respect thing, like in their culture?
Probably, I think the whole statement was like kind of taken too harshly because the entirety of One Piece, one of the parts of why I enjoy One Piece so much is like things that happened in chapter 200 in Skypiea, like Luffy dancing to like the drums of liberation in chapter like 270 or some shit like that. Now we are seeing the effects of that in chapter 1045 when he's Gear 5 and doing the same exact dance, you know.
Mm.
And like people who were making videos on Skypiea and how deep the lore of Skypiea was, a lot of them had like connected this character of Nika to Luffy before Luffy got the Nika powers, you know. And
Yeah.
Uteron is one of the main people who excels at doing this. Why is Oda putting in these number clues and all these different little bits of information that can give us a theory on what is going to happen in the future? Why is bro putting all these different hints if he doesn't want the readers to like theorize and build a community around that, you know?
No, but
I feel
going
like
off Oda's statement, right? No, I agree with you, Sid.
mhm,
What you're basically saying is that when your most avid fans can predict the future of your story, it actually proves that you are
you're
a
an
good
amazing
writer.
writer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you are a good writer because you have laid the foreshadowings for them to connect the dots, where they're able to tell exactly what's going to happen and connect it to the themes of the story. Now, where it
Yeah.
goes wrong is Game of Thrones season 8, where the writers of Game of Thrones, no, seriously,
Bro,
because the
don't
Game
bring
of
that
Thrones
up.
season 8, they changed the ending of Game of Thrones because the fans predicted the ending by connecting all the dots throughout the 7 seasons. So they last minute changed the ending. That's when George R. R. Martin said in that interview, like when your most avid fans have predicted the story and you're gonna change the story last minute to make it subvert the expectations again, you've actually effed
Mhm.
up as a writer because now you all the breadcrumbs that you left have become redundant and you've destroyed the whole
Yeah,
trail.
and also there's another aspect to it where it's just you're like diehard fans, right? Like there's millions of people, probably over 100 million people who are into One Piece all around the world, right? But the theorist community is like couple of 100,000 people, maybe a million people if you include Japan people, like French people, all of that together. It doesn't even compare to the larger community who are into One Piece who probably don't know about all these theories and stuff. So and the people who are into the theories, they're being rewarded for being right, you know.
Yeah. And
So
I
it's
think
I actually think it's a
Kishimoto.
good thing.
No, but I take this as a compliment indirectly, to
Yeah,
be honest, because Kishimoto said he watched YouTubers too, and JJK Gege said he watched a couple of YouTubers too, and like
you're telling me
what
Kishimoto watched the Anime Balls D video,
bro, he
top
might
five
have
facts
watched.
about it, Kakashi.
Bro, you might have watched one. Seriously, bro. Imagine we were around back in the day, and we would have predicted Obito
Bro,
being
imagine
Toby. Like,
ABD was around during the like the Great Ninja War, like right after the Pain arc ends, and it's the five Kage. So yo, the amount of theories we could be
yeah, I
doing.
know. Oh, Malice has donated $10. Shout out to Malice. He said something like this happened in the game theories, especially FNAF. Is that Five Nights at
FNAF.
Freddy's?
Yeah, Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah, one of the FNAF stories and games, can't remember which, seemed scuffed because Scott was annoyed because it's basically prediction. What does that mean, Sid? Are you into FNAF?
Like 10 years ago when Five Nights at Freddy's 2 came out, I made a theory video on my channel when I was 14.
Yeah.
But I'm not into the FNAF community like that. So one of the FNAF stories and games, can't remember which one, seemed scuffed. I do know that like the FNAF community was built up around theorizing, like what are these animatronics? There's the Bite of 89. There's like big lore on like how the animatronics exist and like it's been going. These animatronics have been killing for like decades, right? So there's a whole lore behind that, and I think that's what Malice is trying to explain, that people were predicting it and the author was getting annoyed about it.
I'm my my son's gonna join the stream because he's crying too much, bro.
Bro has takes on FNAF.
Yeah, he's next generation ABD. Fine. So basically, what was I gonna say? Yeah, so I agree with you, Sid. I think indirectly this is a compliment because he's saying you guys are so good at prediction. I'm not gonna watch you guys anymore. That's it.
Yeah,
So it's a compliment.
yeah.
Okay,
I
so
think this
let's.
is way too overblown by Uteron, and like I watch other other like One Piece theorists from Japan. There's one named Drop the Pizza. It's like they do really good theories, and I haven't seen anything from like other Japanese theorist YouTubers. It's just Yoderon, and I kind of understand like his thought process too. If you really appreciate Oda, and if you really appreciate Oda, bro,
Shall I take
if
him
you
out? Is he crying too
yeah,
much?
I think you're gonna have to take him out. He's gonna start
Uh,
doing the truck noises.
I see, bye. He's crying too much, man. He just came back from school. Okay.
What's happening, chat? Do you guys agree with Uteron stopping to theorize? Bruh, the new One Piece chapter was crazy. I've been scripting all morning. The video is gonna be like over 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Dude, One Piece
Okay, so
chapter
the
was
next story, Sid, should we go
yeah.
on to the next one?
Yeah, which one do you wanna do?
Okay, so the next one is a really big one. Is Toei Animation. Bro, they're gonna start using AI apparently. It's a new big story. Toei Animation, the studio behind Dragon Ball and One Piece, announced plans to incorporate artificial intelligence into various stages of its animation production. Whilst Toei aims to enhance production efficiency and creative capabilities, the move has triggered backlash amongst fans and industry professionals who fear it may compromise the artistry of the traditional animation and impact employment. Alright, what do we think, chat? I think they're gonna be left behind if they don't, to be honest.
Yeah, because I've noticed that in Chinese like animation, like Chinese people are like less icky about AI and animation and TV shows. So, and
Oh,
there are
what's
these
that
all
new
of these
series that you're gonna cover, Sid? You said it has
Lord of the
14,000
Mysteries.
cuts.
Yeah, no, not 40, 30,000 cuts. Mob Psycho
30,000 cuts in an
100.
episode.
Listen, bro. Mob Psycho 100, one of the best animated series, had 20,000 cuts. Solo Leveling's best episode had 20,000 cuts. And Lord of the Mysteries, every episode apparently is 30,000 cuts.
Mm.
Imagine, and
Well,
it's 30 minutes.
basically, isn't Toei
Yeah.
known for having a lot of production issues?
No, that's Period. The people who
Is
make
that
Boruto
Pierre?
and all
Oh, is
that.
that
Yeah.
Piero with Naruto and
Yeah.
Boruto?
Toei
Oh,
is the
so
One Piece guys and the Dragon Ball guys.
oh, right. So, what do you think they're just doing this to keep up with the Chinese industry? Because,
There's
uh,
one thing is that so they're only investing in this company, and they said that they're not gonna like add AI to, let's say, One Piece or the new Dragon Ball anime. It's mostly exploring this new technology, which I think is it just makes sense as a company. It makes sense, right? And I don't think they're gonna start using like full on AI for One Piece and things
hmm,
like that. But it's just kind of inevitable at this point in the next like 5 years. The at the pace AI is developing, especially like, did you see those videos Harrison was linking from Twitter of the new Google
right.
AI?
Yeah, so
They're
what
they're
Sid's
creating
talking
whole like
about.
let's plays
Yeah,
with
guys,
the
so what
prompt.
Sid's talking about is that ChatGPT and Google have just announced a new AI system that is so advanced, like everyone's getting scared that the creative industries are basically going to die because they can
Mhm.
complete. Now AI can make cinematic level dialogue and characters and directing is in all within like just one prompt.
Yeah. There's also
So,
another thing I noticed reading the Anime Explained article. Go guys, check out animeexplained.com. That's our news website, type shit. So on animeexplained.com, I learned that they are looking at like not fully like the entire animation isn't done by AI, but mostly for like correction, line drawing correction, in between generation. So like the not so fun things of
I think that kind of makes
animation.
sense, Sid. What do you guys think
Yeah.
in chat? I think that kind of saves a lot of time. It's like when we're making thumbnail. Yeah, okay. It's not obviously.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna downgrade these talented people to us, but what I'm trying to say is, when we're making thumbnail, and now 5 years ago we want to remove the background and make the picture render, it would take us 30 minutes. But now Adobe Photoshop does it in a second.
Yeah, it would
Is
literally
that
take me. Adil would just sit there while I'm like doing the little pen tool. It's like for 10 minutes. Adil's yapping about some random ass anime, and I'm just with the pen tool. It's my personal podcast while I'm trying to scrub out the background. Now I click a button and it just does it, and it saves so much time. And like that saved time lets us like invest more into making the thumbnail better, or like the piece better in a lot of the cases. At least some of the stuff we do here. But you know what? These are companies, right? At the end of the day. So like it's gonna
no?
start with
You
in
said,
between
I know what you're
frames.
about to say, and I completely
Yeah,
agree.
it and then like in 5 years when people are more used
Yeah.
to those in between frames, they're gonna be like, we can if we use all AI, we can make even bigger things and better things. And then you get to where Ubisoft is, you know?
Yeah, and this is a very gray area because it depends on their intention, right? If they're doing this just for pure profitability, then they're scum, right? But if it's
Yeah.
for to create a better working conditions, because these guys are getting paid minimum wage, the animators, they need to be
Dude,
getting
it's
paid
literally a
more.
meme that Mappa animators do not sleep.
Yeah. So if they're doing this to fix the scheduling and make the work environment better, and it's for HR purposes, then obviously like everyone's gonna say, yeah, this is cool. So chat saying, Malice is saying AI is scary. Bash is saying it will still be trash. AI won't be good enough. Um, GG Gojo said pull One Piece. Nah, but I think One Piece anime's been quite lit, though.
Yeah, bruh. Every episode lately has been amazing. I've been keeping up with the One Piece anime too.
Yeah.
Y- one other thing I noticed like researching this topic was that apparently there was this anime that Wit Studio made a few years ago called The Boy and the Dog, and they were using AI back then, and this entire background was done by AI apparently. And there was a
Which one said
and
are you showing on stream?
yeah, I'm showing on the Discord stream as well.
Oh, what? That entire background is
Yeah,
AI.
apparently that's AI, and that was
That's
two
actually
years
so
ago.
lit.
And you know the scary part about AI is that like if you have like five people who are really good at writing these prompts, they can generate some like epic things that you cannot differentiate between AI and real life, especially
Mm.
now with these new tools. Kind of scary.
So, chat, let's just get your opinion on this and we'll move on to the next article. Do you think this is a good thing or a bad thing for the future of anime? Let us know, chat. But speaking of anime, whilst you guys are going to discuss that, we have to talk about Netflix. So the next article is about Kakegurui. I don't know if I've butchered it, but I've actually watched this anime.
Kakegurui. Yeah, it's a
Kakegurui
good
is a
anime.
gambling.
It's a
It's a
fun
gambling.
anime. Yeah. You
It's a
haven't seen
gambling
it?
anime, and should we show a clip of it of the trailer on stream?
Yeah.
The
Let's
Netflix
go.
one.
We're gonna be cooked, but let's go on it.
Okay, wait, Sid, pause.
Yeah.
Chat says Lee Martin says I don't want creativity to cease to exist. That's how to give up the freedom of creation. So AI is troublesome. I agree, man. Like
Yeah, I agree
I'm not
too.
gonna lie. Look, me and Sid have this discussion a lot, chat. I think out there are some Hollywood movies out there that some of these screenwriters. I think some of it might even be AI, but not everyone's too scared to announce it yet. But I think
Yeah.
in 20 to 30 years time, AI scripts, AI movies, AI anime is going to be a normal thing. There's going to be so much content. Hollywood scripts are going to be made out of AI.
Yeah.
Like,
But I think it's kind of gonna be like, the way I see it is kind of like these Netflix shows, right? Like these kind of shows, like let's say this bet show. I know this is gonna flop to people like you, me, like the people in chat who are into anime, who are into Kakegurui. They're not gonna watch it. They're gonna make fun of it. But this is not made for those people. This is made for people who wouldn't watch Kakegurui in the first place. This is made for like 12 15, like the new generation of kids or like young adults who have never watched anime, aren't interested in anime, but the story, they turned it into something they are going to enjoy, right?
right.
And I think AI is going to be at a similar place where, like, have you noticed like lately for the past like few years, Netflix and has been releasing like every week. I go on Netflix and there's like a new reality TV show, like Love is
Yeah.
Blind and all these different reality shows that I'm never gonna watch it, but whenever I go on the stats website, they're always like up there. So
Oh
there
my
are
God,
people
Sid, you're
watching those like
completely
popcorn
right.
type shows, right?
Yeah, because I don't chat. I don't know if you've heard about this, but Netflix created a new term. The CEO of Netflix came out and said, when we're producing Netflix shows, what did she call it? Sid? She said second
Second
screen monitor
screenable.
shows. Second
Second
screen monitor
screenable.
shows are the
Yeah.
ones that go viral the most and get the top
Yeah.
rating and numbers on Netflix, making them the most money. Because what they realize in user behavior, Sid, if you want to pull up the article about that,
Yeah.
Netflix CEO second monitor shows. But what she said, guys, is that basically people's attention spans are so cooked. It's so bad, like with the new generation and old like 30-year-olds to 35-year-olds, is that when people are doing chores or at the gym, there is everything is second monitor, but they're not even paying attention. That's why garbage Netflix movies, they write the movie in a way where the character is giving exposition,
Yeah.
repeating the exposition, what is going on in the story, because they know people watching are not even actually concentrating. That's how bad, that's how cooked we are. Anyway,
Yeah.
going back to the AI article, Basha says, I support the usage of AI to create proper working environment and facilitate working condition for animators. Yeah, I agree. Then Alberto Silva, he says, a little, we came to that conclusion. And Malice, shout out to Malice for donating another $5. You might as well become a Wizard King, mate. He says AI is a tool like a hammer. It can be used to build or to destroy. It depends on how the wielder uses it. My man should write a book and become a philosopher, because my man is spitting facts, and he's basically, that is the theme of Boruto. Two Blue Vortex, guys. He must be a
Okay, bro.
Boruto fan.
Calm down.
He is.
You're not like you're low-key right though. Wait,
uh,
why? How did Ikimoto cook that?
yeah.
Or was it Kodachi?
Wait, Sid, chat saying pull up that Netflix article. They don't believe us.
I can't find it, bro.
Let me
I
find it.
know there was an article about it. Second screen. Hold on, let me ask my friend ChatGPT.
Oh, I found it, Sid. It was on fortune.com.
Can you link it on management?
Alright, there you go.
Oh, is that the one? Oh, I found that too. I thought that wasn't the one.
Oh, shout out to Malice. Man became a member. He actually listened to me. Well done.
Oh, this was the one. Okay, okay. I had this pulled up, chat. Come on. Bruh, I have to pay to read.
I don't have to. Shall I read the article?
Yeah, you can read the article.
Alright, what did she say? 1 second, guys. Oh, she literally mentioned what you said. As Netflix strategizes for coming a decade and beyond, Kim is responsible for evolving the user experience. Netflix has started to introduce gaming and live broadcasts, such as Love is Blind Reunion, A Humbling Moment, blah, 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 blah. A major focus is more strategic approach to the second screen. or the phone that viewers often hold in their hand whilst watching TV. Because our attention spans are so cooked, basically. And Netflix
You
knows
know,
that.
I'm kind of guilty of this. Like I was asking like you and Yusuf like a show recommendation that I could second screen while I play TFT, right? And
Mm.
I'm guilty of this. But there will be a place for these AI shows, but I think people who are interested in art and like media, like we are a niche, and we watch like anime. Anime itself is a niche within the media like bigger landscape. Even though like it's getting popular, it's still a niche. Like it's not as big, and I think these type of niches are still gonna have like art being made, but it's gonna be harder to shift through all this shit. I think that's
Mm.
what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I think that's what's gonna happen. You're 100% right.
Because one of the benefits of these AI tools is that even a random dude in like a really poor Asian country or African country can just like get on their phone and just AI generate a piece of art they've been wanting to create, right? So there is going to be a big push of that, but it's going to be really hard finding those gems. Even now, do you ever find yourself going on the YouTube homepage and it's like 3 a.m. and then you
Bro, I
find that
scrolled for
one
10 minutes.
video? You find
Yeah,
that one video, that peak video. You find that new YouTuber who's making peak content, and then you go through the whole night. You forget to sleep and binge their content. But
bro,
I
I
feel like
scrolled
it's
for
getting
10
harder
minutes
and
one
harder
time.
nowadays, right?
Yeah.
Like finding channels like Wendover Productions, like 10 years ago, things like that, real life lore, these kind of channels.
Yeah.
It used to be easier. Nowadays it's
Yeah.
harder.
Yeah. Everything's so saturated, every niche, isn't it?
Let's go back to
But
Kakegurui.
yeah, so going back to the Netflix, Netflix's Western adaptation of the Japanese manga Kakegurui. I've actually seen that anime. I watched 2 seasons. Can you believe that? Netflix titled it Bet, and they have faced significant criticism for its casting choices and deviation from the source material. Fans have accused the adaptation of Asian erasure, noting that the lack of Asian representation in the story deeply rooted in Japanese culture. The series has been described as disrespectful and diluted rendition of the original. Should we watch the trailer?
Yeah, let's watch the trailer.
Let's see what they're cooking.
This is
My name is Yumiko, and I've been bad.
They've casted the girl well.
yeah.
But sometimes
looks like
you
the
have
one
to do
from
a
the
bad
manga.
thing to make the world better.
Nah, this is cringe,
This
bro.
should be fun.
So cringe, bro. Netflix has
She's
money.
not
This
it.
prep goes back 100 years. Parents send their kids here to learn what it takes to run the world. CEOs, dictators.
Oh, what is that? What is that, bro? No,
Look,
they
no, I don't
ruined it.
understand. Why did
Past
this
decades.
get green lit? That's what I don't get. Did they have money to waste? This is
Winning.
Wait,
The manga
The
itself-
main guy is black. Wait, why did they make the main guy black? You know, one of the
No.
first scenes in the anime is the main guy acting like a slave to someone he just lost to. The
I
yellow-haired
know.
girl.
It's
What
kind of
the
effed up,
hell?
and now they've
He
casted a
starts-
black guy.
He gets chained up and everything.
No, I know. And
That
you know,
is
yeah,
so-
this is one of Sid. This is one of those manga where it only works in the anime media format. It
Yeah.
will always end up cringe in any other format.
Yeah.
Because it's so like it's like, you know, Prison School. If chat, if you have you seen Prison School, it's a very funny, like 18 plus anime, right? But if they ever adapted that it was it's stupid. It doesn't work as a live action.
It's
Yeah.
too like people don't act like this.
Yeah.
You know, the closest thing I feel like would be something like Squid Game, where it's like so it's a similar concept of like betting your life and all that. I think have you guys seen Kaiji the Gambler? I think that anime in live
Yeah,
action
that
would
show's
be
good.
better because
That show's
because the
basically
characters
Squid
aren't as
Game.
crazy. Yeah. I think that
Yeah.
would be a better gambling show. But this feels wrong. I don't know how else to describe it, right?
That anime is basically
completely wrong.
Squid Game before Squid Game.
hmm
So they retitled Kakegurui to Bet, and viewers haven't held back their criticism. On Reddit,
Bro,
dedicated to
look
the
at the
manga.
subreddit, right? They created a thread. They had to lock it down because people were so negative.
Oh, really? A Redditor said they butchered the whole concept of the manga. Even if you take the plot and characters, at least try to retain their traits. Yumiko doesn't give an F about her parents or sister in anime. She's literally just a horny sex addict to gambling. And the motivation to bring the council was not even a subplot equivalent. All the members of the student council suck. This show is just garbage. The black boy is a pet. Seriously, Netflix, what the hell were you thinking? Yeah, it makes sense to be honest.
Yeah.
Sid,
This is
what do you
not
think?
for
Do
us.
you think they have so many projects going on in Netflix production that
Uh-huh.
like they can't keep up with like what is actually
I think
decisions
this
that are
is
going
not
on?
for us. Like people who have enjoyed Kakegurui, this show is not for us.
But I watched the anime; it was good.
No, no, no. I mean, the Netflix show is not for us. The
Oh
Bet
yeah,
show is not for us.
is
It's
it
for
for
a
like
completely
normies that
different
don't even know
audience.
anime is a
Yeah.
thing?
Yep. Because I don't know if you've noticed on Twitter, like the Netflix account keeps posting about these like shows that I've never heard of, but then they get like 10,000, 15,000 likes. So many of these like reality shows, these young adult shows that are catered to like a younger demographic than us, like 10 years younger than us, maybe 20 years for you. You're like unk. And I don't think this is for us.
Um, am I not? Okay, so chat says Arby says Batum anyone, and then
Oh,
another.
Batum's sick. That's a
Yeah,
sick anime.
the bang, Boris thing. I don't even know how to pronounce his name. He said Batum would be an awesome live action. Now these guys in the chat, they absolutely cooked because me and Sid have seen Batum, and it
Hmm.
is a excellent. If you want to watch an anime that's only 12 episodes long and like you want to finish it in 2 days, I definitely recommend it. And they are 100% right. It would be a good live action.
Oh, I don't think I can show this. This anime kind of sus, bro. That anime kind of sus.
No, there's no fan service though. It's just a. It's like
There
battle
was a bit of
royale.
fan service. Come on,
I don't remember. I liked it.
there
Is
was a
it?
bit of fan
It was.
service.
It's just a battle royale. These people are stuck on an island and they get weapons and they have to kill each other. It's kind of like Squid Game.
Yeah, I love these survival animes. Why do you think something like Alice in Borderland works, but trying to adapt, let's say, Bet just does not work? Because Alice in Borderland, the concept, some of the characters, how they act, is kind of borderline crazy too, right?
Mm. I
Do you
feel
think
like
like
I'm very looking forward to Alice in Borderland season 3, and I don't. Obviously, some of the scenes are cringe, like in season 2, like because they 100% adapted the manga material, but like they stayed true to the source in it, and like
he carried season two?
no,
He
because we're
carried
watching it through
season
it's the Japanese lens. Oh, it's a Japanese show, so we're more
right.
forgiving, and the story carries, and the whole battle royale system carries, so we don't actually care, innit? But like
Yeah.
with the
Also,
other show, the
we
Bat
watching it
show,
in Japanese, right? So the way they
yeah,
say it sounds cooler.
yeah.
Same
But with
words
the Bat
spoken in
show, I
English
think they
doesn't
went
sound
off.
as cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I have to watch it in Japanese dub.
Yeah.
I can't watch it in English. 100%. So the next article, guys, and for the news of anime news, Japanese. So do you want to put this one up?
Which one is that? And the piracy one.
Japanese intensifies crackdown on anime and manga piracy. So
They're
everyone
cooked.
in the chat, you
AMD is
broke
done.
people.
AMD is
The
done. What do you
broke
mean,
guys
broke
can't even
people?
become.
You're gonna be on the streets now, bruh.
Yeah,
The
you.
copyright starts
We're
like
all,
coming.
bro. We're all broke out here. But please just support the channel and donate. I'm a hypocrite. I'm joking.
They're
That's
cracking
not.
down, chat. They're cracking down. It's over.
Yeah. So basically, in an effort to combat piracy, Japan has launched a 300 million. By the way, that's only $2 million. They've launched a AI-based pilot program aimed
No,
at detecting
isn't that
infringing
Kaiser's
content.
salary? Kaiser's
Huh?
salary. That's Kaiser's salary.
Yeah, no,
It used to
Kaiser's
be
worth
salary.
400 million in Blue
Oh
Lock.
yeah, it increased by 100 mil. All right, go
Yeah.
on.
So, Japan has launched a 300 million AI-based pilot program aimed at detecting infringing content across over 1,000 websites This initiative is part of the broader Cool Japan campaign to
Oh,
promote
that's
Japanese
uncool Japan,
culture.
bro.
Yeah, to promote Japanese culture internationally whilst protecting its intellectual property. The crackdown includes shutting down major sites like manga decks and arresting individuals involved in unauthorized leaks. So manga decks, it was trending on Twitter. It did get taken down. A lot of people knew
Yeah.
that, and a lot of 18+ sites got taken down too. Everyone, I didn't know what they meant, but like everyone was talking about that on Twitter as well.
Yeah, on Twitter. They were talking about on Twitter.
So obviously, look, so me and Sid chat. Let's just see what chat's saying. Chat's saying, "Hey man, I spent my last 5 on y'all. I can't pay for anime. Thank you, Malice. Your
Yo,
sacrifice
if
is
that's your last
thingy."
one, don't spend it on us, bro.
Okay, now this is 100% bait. Misal Rohani said Oda is a terrible writer. We're not even gonna respond to that.
You just
And
did.
now we're not even gonna address it, and that's it. Okay, so basically, chat. So basically, with the anime industry, me and Sid talk about this all the time off chat, right? Look, Japan, yeah, they need to sort their shit out, bruv. I swear, like every IP, Naruto is a $5 billion IP. Look, me and Sid talk about it all the time. Google, Sid, put it on screen right now. How much did Star Wars sell for to Disney? I think it was 10 billion or something. How much did Star Wars sell to Disney?
4.4, basically 4 billion.
4 billion, right? Star Wars sold to Disney for 4 billion, right? Naruto alone, that Naruto must be worth 3 billion. Every IP, One Piece is a $5 billion IP in
Billion.
my eyes.
Oh, more than 10 billion is worth more than $10 billion. Bro.
That's what I'm saying. These look, one Star Wars movie is making $1 billion. What is Japan doing, bruv? That's why do you think, chat, why do you think Japan was salivating when and made Demon Slayer national treasure when it made that much money? Because they finally locked in and realized every IP that they have, these shonen manga, are worth $1 billion each. If they were, like me and Sid talk about it all the time, if these IPs were actually run by American companies, each of these IPs would be
They would be
breaking $1 billion each. Look at Lilo. Let me just tell you something. Lilo and Stitch, the new movie just came out. Lilo and Stitch merch, only the merch alone generated $2 billion in 2024. That is just one IP of Disney. What the hell is Japan doing? And now they're focusing on piracy, bro. Spending $2 million. Bro, you need to
in
sort
this
out your old
internet
shit industry
economy,
the way you work. Your marketing is
this is
shit.
not
Your
how
apps
the
is shit.
internet works. This is so bad. Like your newer series and franchises, if you're cracking down on these things, it's just not gonna gain traction on social media, because what happens is that if there is even a threat of your property, like if we make a video talking about a series and there's a high risk that that's gonna get taken down, we're gonna be hesitant on making that content for that video, right? And it's gonna be same for other content creators. So who is driving your manga? That's why a lot of these newer animes, they have such a short lifespan, because there's no community. Like it's so difficult to build a community when there's a whole threat of your video, your content getting taken down, them stealing
100%.
all the
Like, look at
money.
Nintendo.
Yeah, the
Nintendo
Nintendo is
YouTubers
so
are scared because they
so
always get
terrible.
copyright strike. Now,
Yeah.
Sid's making an excellent point, and I want to add on to that. Basically, this is why I'm actually kind of peed off with this, that they're spending all this money, they're going after the leakers, and oh, we have to get the leakers to generate more money because people are going to subscribe to our app. Bro, why don't you sort out the licensing, make a better app than why is
Who
Viz
messed up
and
with
Manga Plus
Shonen?
separate apps?
Oh my god, that pisses me
Why?
off so much.
Do you know what I mean? Why can't we access the manga of Fairy Tail and Blue Lock, which are on the other magazine? Why all of these things need to be centralized into an app? Why does the Western audience have to wait till Sunday for official chapters and they get it on Wednesday? Release all this shit digitally on the same
movies.
day.
Look at the movie releases.
Yeah.
There's
So
like
that you
why is
generate
there a
more money.
6-month delay? Why is there a 6-month delay between
Yeah,
a Demon Slayer movie coming out in Japan, a Chainsaw Man movie coming out in
exactly.
Japan?
You generate way more money if the entire world gets access to the manga and the anime at the exact same
They're
time. And
gatekeeping, bro. They're gatekeeping.
exactly, they're
Why are you
gatekeeping their own shit.
gatekeeping, bro? This is
They
gatekeeping, bro.
yeah. Like and then if they do the app properly, every app, every chapter will be marketing their merch like Disney does it. Honestly, man, Japan could be making like 10 times more money. But instead, what they're focusing on, let me take down the YouTubers, let me get the leakers, this. You're not fixing the crux of the problem. Chat, do you understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to help these guys
On
to make
crash
more.
out.
I'm not crashing out, bro. I'm
They're
not.
gonna strike this video. Bro gotta spend the whole day writing emails and talking to Google AI support.
Bro, I'm just saying, yeah, look, man, America, they make one Hollywood movie, they're making 500 million on the movie. Japan can't even make fucking 200 million on Naruto IP. And America's making 500 million on one shit movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They need to sort that out. Anyway, next chat saying they agree with me. Let's go. Thank you, chat. Thank you, Stara, the animation witch. He agrees. Bashir said
Well,
Aldo's crashing out. Misagi Rahani saying you make no sense. This guy's obviously a troll. And then Justin said, is it possible to cancel Netflix? I don't think it's possible. They're too much into the zeitgeist now. I think Netflix has become a part of pop culture. If you don't have
yeah.
Netflix, you're weird.
I
I
think
swear
all
to
of the
God.
I don't know if you guys have noticed, but recently there's a lot of like Dune is on Netflix. That's supposed to be on HBO. Dexter is back on Netflix. Lost is back on Netflix. Like that's supposed to be on ABC and Disney. All of these streamers they realized that they were making more money licensing it to Netflix than keep gatekeeping. The lesson is Japan needs to stop gatekeeping as well, and they'll make more
Yeah.
money.
Okay, so the next article
But we
is
need support, man. If these manga companies gave like American YouTubers, just even Japanese YouTubers support on like a lot of things like translation help, like helping us come out with the chapter reviews, explanations, and giving us all these resources, it would be so much better. The videos would be such better qualities. Like we can't even put an anime clip for more than 2 seconds without us fearing it's gonna
I
get
swear to
clapped,
God, Sid, you're making a good
right?
point.
And
Like,
and
for
and, and
example,
and making videos, right? Sometimes I want to like have the people listen to a dialogue of a character saying something from One Piece to make a point, and we can't do that. It's I hate
Sid,
that.
you're making an excellent point. Like, look at Blue Eyed Samurai, a Netflix production. Look at Mission Impossible just came out. Tom Cruise is doing interviews with YouTubers, and they're doing the
Mm-hmm.
marketing right. They're appealing to like a wider mainstream audience by using the social media correctly. Look at we've been doing. We have 2 million subs. We've never had a Japanese industry come to us and say market our new shonen manga. Market our shonen manga, make people read it. Like you get so many views. Why we need the marketing and we need people to download the app and it would work. But they don't do that. But the American people are on the social media game. They're hiring TikTokers, YouTubers, market our shit, interview this celebrity, put him on your podcast, market the movie. This will get more people to buy it and interested. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like wrestling, yeah, chat made a good point. Right, WWE is doing it right. They put Speed, they put KSI, they put Logan Paul. They're getting
Yeah.
Gen Z because they
Those are the
realize, wait, we need
celebrities
Gen Z. We
nowadays.
need Gen Z to watch the WWE program because we're all old heads and
Yeah.
unks. You know what I'm saying, Sid?
Yeah, I don't think these whenever we read Boruto manga or any type of manga on stream, we have to like zoom in on the panel or like not even show the panel because we're scared that like a person's gonna watch it and strike the whole stream down. But in a way, just because we are showing the manga panel, they're still making money. We're giving visibility. If a person is coming on ABD to watch us read the manga, all the comments are read, read, read. When we stop reading the manga, everyone's like read, 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 right? That person is not gonna go on Viz and read a whole manga, bro. I'm sorry. Okay, if you're coming to me to read you a bedtime story, you are not gonna look up Viz and read the manga yourself.
Okay, so
You're not losing
basically,
any money. Hmm.
Sid, the chat said, Rick Sanchez said Watiti is going to ruin Akira. Bruv, Watiti directing the Akira
What? Wait, I
adaptation?
don't know about this.
Now look this up, Sid.
Hold up. Hey, wait, is this real? Wait, Akira movie is still happening, and finally, it is about to drop a big update.
Nah, this guy's gonna mess it up, bruv. Akira's a sixth movie, bruv. Nah, what's it say, Sid? Read the article.
All right. After years of uncertainty, Taika Waititi's live-action adaptation. Oh, it's been going on for years. Adaptation of Akira is not only alive; it is gearing up for a major update. In a recent interview, longtime producer Andrew Lazer, that's his name, Lazar. Oh, Lazar confirmed that new developments in the film will be revealed in the coming months. This news comes after what seemed like indefinite radio silence, reviving excitement around a project that has become something of a myth in the Hollywood circles. So it's still kind of iffy.
Nah, this is
Waititi
a
is still
flop,
attached
bruv. This
as
Watiti
director
guy flopped Thor,
Leonardo
man.
DiCaprio's production company behind the scenes. It appears the long-anticipated remake may finally gain momentum.
But Sid, this guy flopped Thor, man. He flopped Thor. Thor 3 was shit. I mean, Thor 4.
Bro, he was shitting on the movie himself. I think there was a lot of like Marvel pressures on like asking him to make the movie a certain way because he did make Ragnarok. You know, you can't take Ragnarok away from them.
Nah,
Ragnarok is
Ragnarok was
probably
lit.
like top 5 Marvel movies, like probably top 3 for me.
Yeah.
Other than the first Avengers movie, Avengers Infinity War, and then Ragnarok. That's my top 3.
Why is Odyssey Sama in chat said Crunchyroll is the sin of greed? Why does everyone hate Crunchyroll? I like Crunchyroll. Why do people hate Crunchyroll so much?
Yeah, cause you don't pay for it every month. They keep increasing the price. They keep
Oh, right.
bro is like at 2 a.m. Sid, what's the Crunchyroll password? Did he change the Crunchyroll password? Bro has his own profile on my account for years.
I'm
Bro
not
doesn't
gonna
even pay
lie.
for it.
Yeah, the Crunchyroll award. Okay, so that's the next, guys. That's the next article. Speaking of Crunchyroll, the Crunchyroll 2025 Anime Awards are breaking voting records. The 2025 Crunchyroll Anime Awards received an unprecedented 51 million votes, setting a new record. The event featured performances by popular musical acts and appearances by star presenters, reflecting the growing mainstream appeal of anime worldwide. Bro, I got bullied in schools for liking anime, and now if you like anime, you're cool, man. This is some bullshit. I'm a nunk. I swear. Like, okay, so wait, has the Crunchyroll Awards happened? I heard it's happening in a day,
No,
though.
it says, yeah, it says 1 day, 16 hours, May 25th.
So that's another stream.
Yeah. Do you want to? Oh, you can't vote anymore. Oh, you can still vote. Can you still vote?
We can watch it on Monday
Oh.
and talk about it. Okay, so the next article, guys. Who can we see who's winning so far?
I don't.
Obviously, Dandadan's gonna win.
What else came out last year?
Huh? Dandadan, Slime, and Kaiju.
Nah, Slime is not gonna win. Slime season was boring.
Okay, so the next article, guys, is Chinese anime To Be Hero X gains international acclaim. To Be Hero X has garnered international attention for its unique blend of traditional and 3D animation styles. The series is set in a world where heroes gain power based on their popularity. It's a co-production between Chinese and Japanese companies, including Aniplex and Crunchyroll. Basically, what I'm gonna say is, Sid mentioned this earlier in the stream. If Japan don't fix up, yeah, China and manhwa, South Korean manhwa and
I don't think
Chinese,
Japan's gonna be able to fix up.
bro, in 5 years, if they don't keep up, they're gonna take over. I'm telling you, innit, Sid?
Bro, I've been reading, so for the last like 6 months, I've been going on this binge of like Chinese novels. I read Reverend Insanity, I read Lord of the Mysteries, and all these different Chinese series like manhwas, dongwas, whatever you want to call them. And they're cooking. They are cooking. Okay, these guys are cooking. Well, Japan is making isekai slop for the past 5 years nonstop. I do not want to watch. I got reincarnated as a bath towel part 2. Bro, make
Yeah.
something interesting, something good. And then when they do make something interesting, something good, it feels like it's cut short. Like there's like all these newer shows, they're coming out with 100 chapters, 150 chapters. And this whole idea of people not wanting longer series like 500 chapter One Piece, like 700 chapter Naruto, these long series, people in Twitter and the Western anime community, they say that people want shorter series, but I completely disagree with that because whenever you go on the Korean sites, the Chinese sites, there's like Filipino series. I read a Filipino series recently, and these series are coming out with 1,000 chapters, 1,300 chapters. Oda's taken 27 years to finish 1,000 chapters of One Piece. I read Lord of the Mysteries, 8 different volumes, 1,400 chapters. The dude wrote it in like less than 10 years, and it's peak fiction. And people love it. There's millions of people reading this stuff, watching this stuff, consuming this stuff. You have Tower of God, another banger series, 500 chapters. I
What
don't
about
think
that new
I
one that
think people
completely
want longer
flopped? Sid?
series.
That new one that completely flopped and got cooked,
Which
and
one?
the author came out and said, "Yeah, it's trash."
Oh, we don't talk about that. That's why I said which one. We
What
don't
was
talk
that one
about that.
called?
The beginning after the end, guys. We had videos planned. I caught up to the novel. Yusuf caught up to the novel. Our other writer Zach caught up to the novel. We were like, "Yo, T-Bait's gonna be lit. We love the manhwa. We love the novel." And the anime was just completely garbage.
So going off what Sid said, I just sent another news article. Sid, can you put it on stream? It's just going off what you said about manhwa and
Yeah,
Chinese anime taking over. Can you just read that about solo leveling dethroning One Piece on Crunchyroll with a new record?
bro, it's asking me to disable the ad blocker.
Alright, just find it on another one then.
Wait, how do I turn
Alright,
that
guys,
off?
Talmud just became a member. He is a moderator of Anime Balls Deep. So keep in mind we're gonna stream a lot more often. If we see your name a lot more in chat and you are interacting with us and you're a loyal and active member in our chat and we're starting to see that you're a good guy, there's a chance you can become moderator of ABD as well on the stream chats and on the Discord. But you only can join the Discord if you're a member, I believe. So make sure to do that. If you're a Magic Knight. Oh, I didn't even
I got the
market the
article
stream.
up if you want to read.
Okay, let me read it.
Oh wait, Closet Talk donated $5. He says, "I like longer series. That's why I keep making my own." Yo, that you make your own series. That's fire. Yeah, I agree because
Wait,
when I
what?
go on these manhwa
He's making
sites,
his own
look,
series.
Japan has misread the anime novel manga community. I don't think people want shorter series. I go on these novel sites, these manhwa sites, and you have like a cultivation series with 500 chapters with like 10 million people reading it. I completely disagree with people wanting shorter series. I think quality goes down in like Japanese mangas when they're longer because these new gen people don't have the grind set like Oda, Kishimoto,
Uh,
sleeping 4 hours
there's a
a
lot
night,
because
right?
I when I go to the gym,
So the quality drops.
yeah, when I go to the gym and I meet casual anime fans, and I ask them
Mhm.
what anime you've watched. They say, "Oh, I've watched like these are like hench dudes, like 6 pack abs, everything, like so fit." And they're like, "Oh, I've watched Demon Slayer, I've watched Jujutsu Kaisen. They're only 24 episodes." But then when I mention Naruto, Bleach, One Piece, they're like, "Nah, man, that's 1,000. I don't have time for that shit. It's 1,000 episodes." They don't watch that shit.
No, but you're looking
They
at a
like solo
normie,
leveling
right?
12 episodes.
You're
I'm
you,
t-
you're I kind of disagree. You're looking at a
what?
completely normie audience, and I
Is
think
that like
that's where
normie to the
Japan
next
fails.
level?
Yeah, that's like normie to the next level because the series is I'm talking about it's for like the people in the chat. It's for like people like me, people like Yusuf, the OG anime fans. Like I love series that I can be immersed in a world, okay? Like I've read Lord of the Mysteries and like if I get transported to that city of that world called Backland, I will know my way around that city. I know which cafes to go to. I know where Mint Street is. I know where the cathedral is. Like I know that shit, okay? And I love that aspect of the series, and other people do as well because there's like 47 million people who have read that series on the web novel website.
Right. Oh yeah, you're actually right. The numbers on the websites are just
Dude, the
crazy.
numbers don't lie on
People
these
won't believe it.
websites. Yeah,
So in
same
this
with solo leveling.
article,
Look how big this is.
So in this article, it says Solo Leveling just dethroned One Piece on Crunchyroll with a new record, and this entirely links with 2B Hero X. To be honest, like with it taking over and stuff. Solo Leveling is not just the most popular. Wait, what happened?
Oh, sorry. Wait, where did the article go? Okay, here you go.
Solo Leveling is not just the most popular recently released anime. It has now set a record that seems almost impossible on its home network of Crunchyroll. As it stands, Solo Leveling just passed One Piece, which has 1,100 episodes, by having the most overall reviews on Crunchyroll, surpassing One Piece's 600,000 with 603,000. It's an absolutely stunning achievement because, again, okay, they're just repeating themselves. My man needed word count. So basically.
He was getting paid by the word.
By Forbes, bruh. But basically, my man said the same thing 3 times in one paragraph. And this is Forbes.com, mate.
ChatGPT, make it longer, please. Don't make it sound like
Yo,
like
so
you wrote
chat.
it.
But Sid and chat, let me know. Why was Solo Leveling so popular? It has the most normie of norms saying it's the best shit ever. But to me,
To one word, bro. One word. Aura.
But you know, Solo Leveling, it's just aura. Bruv, the story. Every episode is he fights another strong guy. Look, I've read the whole manhwa. I've done the videos. Come on, guys. But what I'm just trying to say is that every episode is just episodic. To be honest, he goes and meets the next strongest opponent, kills him, farms aura, bangs the chick. That's the next episode. That's it.
It's like the most basic power fantasy, and that's why
Yeah,
it
it's
excels
pure
at it because
fantasy.
it embraces that. You know, it's not trying to like be something else. When like a lot of series, they do this thing where they try to be deep, but at the end of the day, you're just a power fantasy, bro. Like, put the
Yeah.
fries in the bag, put the aura in the bag, bro.
But obviously I watched the anime. Obviously it was amazing. I've read the whole manhwa. Tommy said it right. Solo leveling is turn your brain off type show. You don't need to invest, and I completely agree. I'm eating my burger, my cheeseburger, my fries, and all that whilst watching it. I'm not. I swear to God, you're 100% right. I'm not even reading the subtitles while I'm watching Solo Leveling because
You
the
don't
story's
need
so
to.
easy
What
to
do you mean?
follow.
Read the subtitles. You don't need to.
I swear, but I'm watching JoJo right now. I don't know what the hell's going on in part 6 unless like I read the subtitles. You know what I mean?
Bro needs to watch the dub.
Omniscient reader is the
Yo,
next
We're
level shit.
covering that. We're covering that. That is like probably my favorite web novel of all time.
All right.
Peak
All right,
fiction.
guys. That's pretty much the articles and anime news for the entire week. We'll be streaming next week again on the new, obviously weekly anime news. What's going on? We'll keep this VOD open for those that come
If you guys
that
want to
come later.
recommend topics, the people who are watching the VOD, like a podcast after the stream is up, give us like topics you want us to discuss in the comments and let us know. I think we should like every week make a community post, Adil, asking them like what news you want us to cover like a day before we do stream.
Yeah, that would be good.
Mhm.
Again, thank you for joining, guys. Thank you for the donations and those that became Magic Knights. That's been an hour, and you just watched Anime Balls Team.
Hey,
Bro,
first episode.
this was kind of fun.
Dude, the hour went by so quick. What the hell?
Yeah, chat was lit as well.
We would have yapped about this either way.
The next stream will be on Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah,
So we'll see you
I'm
guys
down for
then.
Tuesday. What are we gonna? Are we gonna read Kagurabachi?
Oh yeah, that is an option. Yeah.